it's Jennifer here, and I'm back to share with you guys my embarrassing story of how I accidentally got a bald spot at the top of my head and how I got rid of that bald spot. So if you are currently having issues with getting rid of a bald spot, or if you want to learn how to avoid getting one in the first place, you can learn from my embarrassing story. A year and a half ago, when it was the last time that I'd got my hair sewn in, and it took the stylist 3 hours plus to sew all of my hair down and to get it under the cap for the sew-in, and the sew-in itself only took about 20 minutes. But anyway, during that time, she gave me the idea. She said, you know, your hair is getting really long, it's getting thick. She said tangling and braiding my hair took so long, and it was so damaging, and there was so much pulling on my hair that we realized that it wasn't feasible to braid it all down in order to get it under the sew-in. So she gave me the idea of wearing a lace wig or any type of wig rather than trying to braid all of my hair down under a wig cap for sew-in. So after that sew-in, I did my research and I realized that, okay, I'm going to have to move to wearing wigs, effective style, rather than a sew-in. So needless to say, I went out and invested in some wigs. Now, when I first started wearing wigs, I wasn't wearing them properly. I mean, I watched some YouTube videos, I asked around, I did the best I could, but you know how the wig has those little clips in it, and I think that the first wig that I had was like too tight for my head. Plus, like, you have to keep in mind, I'm putting a lot of, honestly, I don't even think that the wig was necessarily too tight for my head. I think that I was trying to get so much hair under the wig that it was kind of just, you know, taking up space under the wig cap. The wig was just too tight on my head, and there were these clips at the front, you know, like the little hair clips inside the wig, and it was putting a whole bunch of pressure right here, right at this part, the temple, not the temple, is this the temple of your head? I'm not sure. Anyway, the wig was putting the hair clips inside of the wig was putting a whole bunch of pressure right here in this spot, and after about a week it was getting so tender. Now, I wasn't wearing it all day, I was only wearing it for 9 hours a day, you know, just to work and to go out, so I didn't have to style my hair. But just those 9 to 10 hours, it was putting a lot of pressure at the front of my head, and so it was extremely tender. It had never been that tender before, but like I said, I was still trying to figure it out. I thought that after a while the tenderness would go away. I thought that it was a common side effect to wearing a wig for the first time ever in my life. So I just kind of overlooked it. And now, fast forward a few months. I got into I got into rinsing my hair. It gets worse, okay? The hair was beginning to thin out, it was damaged, the spot was tender, but that's not what ultimately caused the bald spot. It gets worse. What ultimately caused the bald spot was a few months later, I wanted to do a what's it called? Apple cider vinegar. I wanted to do, I can't talk. I wanted to do an apple cider vinegar rinse on my hair to get a whole bunch of product out, because I only wash my hair with shampoo like can you please? The acidity of the vinegar had caused my hair to come out straight from the scalp. Now, the irony in all of this is that like bald spot, it felt amazing. Like there was not a sore there at all. Like apparently it healed the bald spot, but it took the hair out of it, if that makes sense. Like the spot itself was healthy, and I have some photos. I took photos of it at that time because, you know, I was starting my little investigation of how fast my hair grew. So I took some photos, so hopefully those will come up momentarily and you can see, you know, what it looked like at that time. But yeah, I decided to take some photos, and the spot was healthy. The spot was nice, clean, you know, sterile, but there was no hair there. So This is one of the first. This was, I didn't say it at the time, but one of the reasons why I did get into the scalp massaging was because of the bald spot. Like when you go to the doctor and you say, "Hey, I'm having trouble, getting my hair to grow," one of the most common tactics that they give you to stimulate hair growth is scalp massaging. So I did get into scalp massaging, gently around the top to try to bring that hair back. The bald spot occurred, it started at the beginning of December 2014. December 2014. I thought that the hair would come in quickly. It did not. It took what seemed like forever for the hair to come back. Because I'm thinking about how, when you shave your legs or when you shave your underarms, your hair comes back in like 2 weeks. You begin to, or in a couple days even, you begin to feel stubble. And I was thinking that I would begin to feel stubble, in less than a month, with the hair coming back in. That was not the case. It took for what seemed like forever for the stubble to start to come in. End of January came around, the spot was still bald. February rolled around, the spot was still bald. March came and went, still bald, no stubble at all. And then April came around and I began to notice, I forgot about it, honestly. I just kind of put it off. Forgot about it because it was driving me crazy. I didn't want to go crazy, so I just kind of put it off. And somewhere between April, May-ish, I began to see shading. I guess you could call that stubble, but I began to see shading. And I was excited. Okay, I was excited. I was like, yes, it's not a lost cause. And so I relaxed. I stopped thinking about it and I just focused on hair healthiness and scalp healthiness. And I just stopped getting myself consumed about this bald spot and I just forgot about it. And so, again, I did the scalp massaging. I oiled my scalp 2 to 3 times a week with Jamaican black castor oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil. The hair did come in. So here I am, December 2015, no more bald spot. That area is shorter than the rest of my hair at the top, but there is not a bald spot there anymore. And I'm kind of proud of myself because I did a really good job of hiding it from everyone because I was embarrassed about it, but no one knew that it was there. I was able to, even when I did my twist, I was able to just kind of change the way I did the twist to kind of cover it up. So I am fortunate for that I had longer hair around it to cover it up, but it was still embarrassing. I was still very self-conscious about it and it just did not feel good. So, I am excited. I want to show you guys what it looks like now and do a side-by-side. So, here we go. Alright, so this is where it was. This little short piece is where my bald spot was. As all the other longer hairs around it that was growing out. And then this piece is where I was bald. But now it is gone. We are delivered. No more bald spot. So my bald spot grew about this much in a calendar year. From nothing here last December, there was nothing in this little spot, to now we have this much. Can you please? Can you stop commenting? I don't want your commentary. Please stop.
Be bald like me.
Alright.
I'll put this after on my hair next time I heard it. Go ahead, man.
Alright, so